Hello everyone, my name is Anmol Mishra and I'm your consultant director at 180 Degrees Consulting DDOC branch. I'm here to welcome you to the first round of our recruitment process. The first round is Don't Boil the Ocean. It is a fun online game. It essentially checks and tests you on your patience, on your problem solving skills and your critical thinking skills. These are the abilities which a consultant must need to excel in the corporate life. Now I'll share my screen and I'll open up the window and how it looks like and how the game looks like. Just one second. So yeah, here we go. This is how the window will look like when we open up the link. And there are three options: play game, instruction, and contact for help. We're already here to help you through the instructions, and for any technical issues faced, you can go to contact for help, and you can also directly contact us on WhatsApp through our contacts. Now, moving on to the instruction. This game might look complex at first, but this game is actually quite easy if you follow these instructions and you follow the process. You have to, as I already told you, you have to build a sustainable food chain of exactly 8 species from the given 29 species. There's a correction here. Every species must be left with some calories provided, as the species will become extinct and the food chain will be unsustainable. Now, if you have to make a sustainable food chain for our ecosystem, it has to be left with some calories, otherwise it will get extinct, right? So every species must fulfill their calorie needed to sustain in the food chain. The food chain should include 4 producers, 2 herbivore, 1 carnivore, and 1 apex predator, which makes it 8 species. The food chain can only be made as per the given food source and eaten by. You cannot make a food chain with any other information or source your information from anywhere else. All the information is already given in this game. There are two important tips which I need to give you. The first step is that we highly recommend you to use pen and paper to note all the data and build a sustainable food chain. And because if you don't use pen and paper, this process might become quite cumbersome. As you can see, it opens up quite a lot of species of 29 species, and to tally that data down mentally is not an easy task. And the other prerequisite is that you have to access this game on a laptop or a desktop, because if you access this game on mobile phone, as you can see, quite a lot of tabs are opened up during this game. So it will be a cumbersome process if you open it on a mobile phone. Now, moving down to the game, play game. I'll go, and this is how it'll show. Now, there are subcategorically divided of animal and producers. This is where you have to submit your answers. And but animals further on are not divided into subcategories, that is of apex predator, herbivores, or carnivores. That you have to decide on your own. It is part of the problem. And we can only give you a hint that you have to decide this by the metrics given of the food source and eaten by. Now, moving on, this is how, if you open up a species, it will look like. The four metrics, as I already told you, are calorie needed, which is 2,500 for this particular species called Atlantic salmon, and the calorie provided is 2,100. The food source are these 5 species, and eaten by, it could be only eaten by one animal species called giant squid. Right? So this is how each animal will look like. You have to tally this data down and then make a sustainable food chain. Now I'll show you how the flowchart will look like for better understanding, right? So this is how your sustainable food chain will look like. As I already told you, 8 species and 4 tropic levels. Bottom tropic level and the first tropic level is of producers. You will have to have a pattern of 4 producers, 2 herbivores, 1 carnivores, and 1 apex predator. Now, what we meant by that extinction instruction, we meant that for an example, we meant if you add calorie provided by producer one and producer two, P1 and P2, it will be 500 plus 750, which is 1250, right? 1250 calories are the calories it provides when an herbivore eats them, and the calorie needed by herbivore is 1100 to survive. Now, mind you, if they give 1250 calories and it only needs 1100 calories, they are still left with 150 calories. And this is how it is a sustainable food chain. Now, if it would have for herbivore would have been eating 1250 calories and it only was giving 1250 calories, no calories would be left with producers, and thus it won't be a sustainable food chain. Moving further on. Even in this part of the flowchart, they give 600, P3 gives 600 calories and P4 gives 550 calories, adding up to 1150 calories. The calorie needed by herbivore 2 is 1000. So they are again left with 150 calories. So each of these species should be left with some calories, otherwise it will become extinct and this food chain will not be sustainable in our ecosystem. Same goes with carnivores. It needs 1150 calories, and herbivore 1 plus herbivore 2 gives 1300 calories. It is left with 150 calories. Now, this flowchart is just an example, and this is how you are advised to make your flowchart as well, right? So this is the screen, and we wish you all the best for this game. And just have to go through the instruction and follow the process, and you will be easily able to solve this food chain. We wish you all the best. We are looking forward to see you in the further recruitment rounds. Thank you.